We've literally all been there, staring blankly at a screen, clicking endlessly through these deeply nested menus, or maybe trying to read a text spec sheet that honestly just looks like absolute alphabet soup. It's frustrating, it wastes so much valuable time, and it kind of makes us feel like we aren't actually in control of the devices we rely on every single day. But what if we could completely flip that dynamic? Well, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're essentially handing you the ultimate tech decoder ring. We're going to unlock some hidden keyboard superpowers and decode the essential jargon that will instantly level up your tech literacy. To really ground our journey today, take a look at this quote straight from our source material. It says, "Mastering computer acronyms is highly practical for navigating tech specs, troubleshooting devices, and understanding general computing." And that hits the nail on the head. This isn't just about sounding smart or showing off your geek cred. This is incredibly practical, everyday knowledge. Understanding these terms and mastering these shortcuts, it's genuinely going to change how fast you work, how confidently you buy new gadgets, and how easily you can fix things when they inevitably go wrong. So here is our roadmap for leveling up today. We have 5 sections. We're starting with essential superpowers, moving into advanced browser hacks, and then tackling word and system tools. After that, we'll decode hardware language, and finally, take a quick glimpse into the future of tech. All right, level 1, essential keyboard superpowers. Let's get right into it and focus on the immediate satisfaction of ditching your mouse for those routine, everyday tasks. Just think about the slow way of doing things. Highlighting text, right-clicking, scrolling down a menu, clicking copy, moving the mouse across the screen, right-clicking all over again. Honestly, it's exhausting just saying it out loud. Instead, we're using the cheat codes. By simply holding Control and pressing C to copy, Control V to paste, and Control X to cut, you are practically moving at the speed of thought. Once your muscle memory kicks in, you'll barely touch your mouse for these tasks. Let's keep that momentum going with a rapid-fire list of absolute lifesavers. Make a huge mistake, Control Z instantly undoes it. Change your mind and actually want that mistake back? Control Y redoes it. Need to grab every single word on a massive document? Control A selects all of it in a flash. But the real crown jewel here, Alt plus Tab. Pressing these 2 keys lets you instantly swap between your open apps without ever touching your mouse. It literally makes you look like a multitasking wizard in the office. Now, let's talk about that little Windows key. These are your go-to moves for quick access and instant privacy. Pressing the Windows key plus D instantly hides all your messy open windows and jumps straight to your desktop. It's a perfect clean slate. Need to step away from your desk? Windows plus L locks your entire computer in a fraction of a second, keeping everything totally secure. And when you need to hunt down a file, Windows plus E pops open the File Explorer right away. Okay, so we've conquered the system basics. But what happens when you're online? We've all felt that split-second, stomach-dropping panic when you accidentally hit the little X and close a web page you desperately needed. How do you hunt down that lost web page? That perfectly brings us to level 2, advanced browser hacks. Let's see how these essential shortcuts translate to Chrome, Edge, and Firefox. When you're in total panic mode over a lost tab, here is your ultimate rescue operation. Control plus Shift plus T. Pressing those 3 keys will instantly bring back your last closed tab. It's literally a time machine for your web browser. All that stress just evaporates the moment you realize your computer actually remembers exactly what you just closed. Let's build out your complete browser toolkit. Control-T opens up a brand new tab, and Control-W closes the one you're currently looking at. Need to find that article you were reading yesterday? Control-H pulls up your entire history. Can't figure out where that PDF just saved? Control-J opens your downloads immediately. And honestly, this next one is my absolute favorite. Control-F. It lets you search for specific words on any page. No more endless scrolling. Finally, if a website is acting glitchy, Control-R will give it a quick refresh. Moving right along to level 3, text editing and system hacks. Here, we're upgrading how you create documents and how you wrangle your operating system. Starting with document creation in tools like Microsoft Word, you can format text effortlessly. Control B, I, or U will instantly bold, italicize, or underline your text. When it's time to back up your hard work, Control S saves it and Control P gets it ready to print. Need a fresh start? Control N opens a brand new blank document. And for navigating huge reports, hitting Control along with the Home or End keys lets you teleport instantly to the very beginning or the very end of your file. Now, these next 2 tools will fundamentally change how you share things. Forget digging through your Start menu for a screenshot tool. The cheat code is Windows plus Shift plus S. That instantly opens the snipping tool so you can grab exactly what you need.
But the absolute game changer is Windows plus V. This doesn't just paste what you copied a second ago, it actually opens your entire clipboard history. You can scroll through a list of things you've copied recently and pick exactly what to paste. It's brilliant.
Okay, let's look at some advanced system tools. We all dread that moment when a program completely freezes up. Well, Control plus Shift plus Escape summons the task manager directly, completely bypassing any extra menus. If you need to dive into your computer's brain, Windows plus I opens up your settings, and Windows plus R opens the Run dialog. But if you just need an emergency exit, like you need a program gone right now, simply hit Alt plus F4 to completely force close your active window.
So we've got the actions down. We are flying around the keyboard. But what about understanding the actual machines we're using? Think about the tech jargon we toss around every single day. For instance, do you actually know what your Wi-Fi is?
Let's figure that out in Level 4, Decoding Computer Acronyms. We're cutting through the alphabet soup of hardware and networking so you can be a smarter buyer and a more confident user.
Think of your computer like a busy office. The CPU, your central processing unit, is the boss. It's the core brain. The GPU, the graphics processing unit, handles the visuals. It's the art department. RAM, random access memory, is your actual physical disk space where you're currently working, while ROM, read-only memory, is the locked filing cabinet with permanent system instructions. And the BIOS, that's the basic input-output system that turns the lights on when you boot up. When you're buying a computer, knowing the difference between an older HDD, a hard disk drive, and a newer SSD, a solid-state drive, is absolutely crucial. SSDs are incredibly fast, and that alone dictates how snappy your new laptop feels. We've also got the USB, the universal serial bus for plugging things in, and displays like LCD, liquid crystal display, and LED, light-emitting diode.
So how does all this connect to the world? Well, on a global scale, your ISP, your internet service provider, is who you pay every month. They hook you up to the WAN, the Wide Area Network, which lets you surf the WWW, the World Wide Web. When you type in a website, you're entering a URL, a Uniform Resource Locator, and the DNS, Domain Name System, basically acts like a giant internet phone book to translate that URL into a location. But inside your house, that's your LAN, your local area network. Your devices connect to it using Wi-Fi, which stands for Wireless Fidelity, and each device gets its own IP, or Internet Protocol address. And if you want to keep all your browsing totally private, you'd fire up a VPN, a virtual private network, to encrypt the whole thing.
Let's quickly round this out with some software protocols. Your OS is your operating system, like Windows or Mac. You click around it using a GUI, a graphical user interface. Behind the scenes, SQL, structured query language, manages huge databases, and an API, an application programming interface, is what lets two totally different software programs talk to each other seamlessly. On the web, HTML, hypertext markup language, is literally the code that builds websites. PDF is just a portable document format, but here is the most important one to remember. HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, versus HTTPS. See that S? It stands for secure. That is a massive security distinction. Whenever you're shopping or banking online, absolutely make sure you see that S to know your connection is safe.
All right, we made it to the final boss, Level 5, Software and Emerging Future Tech. Let's decode the terminology of tomorrow, because honestly, it's already here today. First up, how we'll be looking at computers going forward. VR is virtual reality. That means you put on a headset and you are completely immersed in a fully simulated digital world. It completely blocks out the real world. AR, augmented reality, is totally different. AR overlays digital stuff, like text or graphics, onto the actual physical world around you, usually through smart glasses or just your phone's camera. And then, there's the biggest acronym of the decade, AI, artificial intelligence. This one needs a little breathing room. Drawing right from our source material, artificial intelligence simply means machines that are programmed to think and learn. It's this massive, broad concept of building computer systems that can do complex things we used to think only humans could do, like reasoning, solving complex problems, and actually understanding natural language.
Now, right under that AI umbrella is ML, machine learning. This is incredibly relevant to you. Machine learning is the process that allows these computer systems to automatically learn and get better from experience, without a human having to sit there and code every single step. It's exactly how Netflix magically knows what show you'll want to binge next, or how your email perfectly filters out spam. The system is just constantly learning from the data it eats. We have covered an incredible amount of ground in this explainer, from literally slicing your mouse time in half to knowing why an SSD matters, all the way to understanding the mechanics of machine learning.
You've officially leveled up. You've got the decoder ring. So, here's the question I want to leave you with today. Are you going to go back to being a passive consumer of the digital world, or are you going to take these shortcuts and acronyms out there and become an active master of your technology? The choice is entirely up to you. Thanks for joining me today. Now get out there, start hitting those shortcuts, and take control of your tech.